Episode 4064, What If the Problem Isn't Your Spouse?
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. It's so hard to believe that we are already past mid-May. Take a deep breath because June's going to be here before you know it. But before we get to June, we've got to think about where we are and who we're sleeping with. What if the problem, though, isn't your spouse? For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Well, I really do hope and pray that you're getting some wonderful time of rest and rejuvenation. Our souls need it. Our spirits do. Our hearts, get tired. And there's a lot happening in the world. And I don't know what's going on in your season of life, but if you're one who has committed to your spouse and you said I do, and you're in a marriage, you got to pay attention to the one you said I do to. Because oftentimes we leave them behind when things are going on. We don't mean to. We just get bombarded with everything else. I get it. Guilty as charged. But we have to be honest about where we are and the struggles that we have. And when tensions escalate and all you feel is defensive, right? It's easy to point fingers rather than look in the mirror. Marriage takes intentional decisions with love at the root of all actions. But what if the problem isn't your spouse? Maybe what's missing or what's blocking your marriage from thriving is something inside of you. I know, breaking news, right? You're like, it's not me. Please hear me out. And if you're one who immediately thought that, this is definitely an episode for you. I've been down this road many, many, many times. And it's something that you have to work on. It doesn't just go away. Why? Because life is different. Every day is new. And you're going to find yourself in new situations. You're going to experience life differently. I've moved so many times, it's ridiculous. And with every move comes a different set of frustrations. It also comes with a different set of adventures, all of which are good if they end up in the right place. But you see, that's the problem. A lot of times, again, we're pointing the fingers. Marriage isn't a passive ride. It's an ongoing intentional commitment that demands honest work with love as the foundation for every decision and action. And that means owning your side of the story. Quite frankly, my friend, that's uncomfortable. It's hard. You might feel like you're already giving all you've got, loving, forgiving, serving, doing it all well, yet things still stumble and you crumble. But that gap is often where self-reflection becomes a non-negotiable. So I want to ask you a question. I want to get your thoughts on it. You might need to pause for a few minutes and just kind of let this soak in, this question, I mean. How do you handle tensions in your marriage now? What does it look like? What is your reaction when things don't go the way you think they should be going or the way you planned it in your mind? And it could be anything. It could be little things. It could be, your spouse comes home and the house isn't cleaned up like it's supposed to be. And all of a sudden, it's like you've gone from 0 up to 25. And the scale's only going to 10, but it's at 25. Why? Why did you hit that level so fast? How do you handle tensions? Where does that get you? If you truly want a marriage that holds tight through storms, both the ones raging now and the ones yet to come, big or small, and everything in between, you have to be willing to do the toughest work there is, looking in the mirror with an unfiltered gaze and asking, what role am I playing in this story? What is it? What does it look like? Where are you headed? That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. What is your role in the story? What is it that you're trying to write together? Or is your story all just about you? And you may not be thinking that that's how it's supposed to be. But for whatever reason, that's where you are. My friend, your story is being written every day. And you get to choose what character you play and the role you want to excel in. Have you ever watched a movie and been critical of it? It's hysterical. My children get their movie stuff all from their father, nothing from me. I'm one who watches the movie. It goes in one ear, out the other. I see it with my eyes. Goodbye. I could watch it the next day and still miss things. Literally less than 24 hours. I'm like, really? How did I miss that? Why? Movies are great and fun. It's entertainment for me, but I don't hold on to it. But for my children and my husband, movies are sticky. And they grab onto things. They grab onto phrases. And they only watched it one time. It's not like it's a classic, let's say, Miracle on 34th Street. Okay, I know. Why am I going to Christmas? I have no idea. But I just read something recently, total sidebar here, that May is the new December. How that works, I don't know. But let's get back to the story. The story you're writing. So my kids, right, they just soak it up and they grab onto these phrases. And it's one thing if you've watched it for 32 years. But if it's the first time, I don't know how they do it. It doesn't work for me that way. But I know sometimes what I do with podcasting and how I write, they wouldn't get that either, right? Because that's not their sticky point. It's not what wraps them up, right? That's the role I play. That's the role they play in their life. What do you want to excel in? Because you see characters in movies, to be that Academy Award winning actress or actor, you gotta have the sticky. You've got to grab onto the role and make it yours. You got to go and experience whatever you're trying to depict. Somehow find a way to go deeper. What role are you playing in your marriage? What's sticky? Is it all the complaints? Is it the fussiness? Is it the frustration? You could be the one who chooses to be the jerk in the relationship and push back on everything with the intention of proving you're right. That's a role that a lot of spouses play. Maybe it's you, maybe it's not. Or maybe you could be the one who chooses to see all sides, takes in the moment, and accepts ownership for the actions and words to come. Maybe it's taking that deep breath of, I got to think this through for a minute. Or stepping away and saying, now's not the time. What is your role in the story when it comes to your marriage? Because marriage is rough and beautiful all at the same time. So smooth the edges with love that flows from a heart healed, not hurt. And unfortunately, a lot of us are living our lives from a heart hurt, not a heart healed. And when we do that, we're trying to prove something. Well, let me just clean your plate right now. If you've taken everything to God, you're good. Talk to Him, ask for forgiveness. And then if you've done something wrong to your spouse, go resolve that. Go ask for forgiveness. Say, I don't know what it is. And remember, you got to own yourself. It's all about yourself. It's all about your own stuff. It's not about theirs. You can't point fingers and say, well, this is what I felt when you did this to me. That pushes it back on them. No, it's, I was doing this. I was thinking this. I jumped to a conclusion I shouldn't have. Whatever it is, fill in the blanks. You don't have to live with a heart hurt. You can live with a heart healed. And that's the love that you want to flow from your heart. This water that just gushes. A cup that's half full, not half empty. So what does it look like in real life when you really want to know the role in which you play in the story that you write every day? Number one, own what you can control. You can't change your spouse's actions or feelings, but you can control your own. That's a really big but. We want to change our spouse's actions and feelings. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Come on. But you can't, no matter how hard you try. That's up to God and your spouse. That's between them. You can't do that, but you can control your own. So shift your focus from what's wrong with them to what's within your power. This means noticing your reactions, your words, and how you show up emotionally. When frustration rises, ask yourself, are my expectations realistic? Am I communicating clearly? The moment you take ownership here, you reclaim power and open the door to change. Change is a constant, but you have to be a willing participant to be transformed by the change, whether it's forced upon you or whether you're saying, no, I really need to do this. I need to look at this. We're all being stretched every single day. We all fall short every single day. Sometimes my words are great. Sometimes my tone is awesome. Other times I fall so flat, it's like, why? It's life. We're human. But in that, don't use that as an excuse. Take ownership and own what you can control. And that means, you got to be honest, real. Don't sit there and assume that, I got this. I've already made the change. It's no big deal, Christiane. Oh, no. It's a big deal. It's a big deal every single day. And that's why marriage takes work. You have to get up being intentional with loving your spouse. And the word love is all encompassing. Love means to forgive. Love means to serve. Love is an action. Just look at what Jesus did. God sent his son to love us, to serve us, to sacrifice for us. Are we walking in the shoes that was modeled for us? Only you can answer that for yourself. Number 2, get curious about your blind spots. We all have them. We do. Patterns, behaviors. We don't see without an honest, sometimes painful look as to what they are, but they're there, I promise you. Maybe it's your tone when you speak up, how you handle conflicts, or the way you shut down emotionally. Ask for feedback from your spouse, a trusted friend, a confidant, a coach. Listen without defending, and that's so hard to do. And if you have to, put your hand over your mouth and just listen. And let me tell you this from experience, if you are asking for feedback from someone that you trust, from someone that you know loves you and you love them and you really do care and appreciate who they are, right? Don't go to a stranger and ask for this stuff. Don't go to someone who hated you during high school. Like, that's ridiculous, but believe it or not, people do it. They're like, oh, but they've changed and I just know they'll see me differently. No. They won't, because they have to mature too. So you've got to go to someone who you trust with your life. And that means it's only going to be a select few, probably 3 or less people in your life. Seriously. But when you do that and you want to listen, just listen and let them know in advance you're not going to respond. I just want to hear. I'm going to ask you a question and I just want you to tell me your thoughts. You also can text someone. I would prefer talking to them if you're going to actually do this, or write them a letter if you don't have any form of other contact with them, and say, would you be willing to do this for me? But when they are doing it and they're responding to your question or your concerns or what you're asking them, just listen and then say no more and just walk away. Let it all soak in. Give yourself a day or 2 or 3. Really think about it. Take it to your Heavenly Father and say, Lord, show me where this is showing up, like today in real time. Open my eyes. Let me see what I'm missing. Because honestly, the feedback that you get is probably going to sting a little bit. But it's the kindling for growth and connection. Seeing yourself clearly is the antidote to repeating the same fight over and over. So if you don't want to live in this treacherous world called tension, and you feel like you're walking on eggshells all the time, that phrase is kind of a weird one, because if you walk on eggshells, they really don't hurt. Walking on glass might be a little bit worse. I'm just saying. I don't know where we come up with these phrases, but when you start thinking about them logically, they're not real logical. But that's for another episode. But get curious about your own blind spots, what you see and what you don't see in the mirror. Because sometimes what you think you see maybe is what's missing. You feel it. You think you are expressing it in a manner that it's being received that way, but maybe it's really not. That curiosity will pay off. And finally, number 3, commit to consistent self-improvement. Change isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily commitment. So identify one behavior or mindset that's sabotaging your peace. Then replace it. Not just once, but repeatedly, over and over and over again. Every single day, every single moment that it comes up. Not just once. Why? Because you need to do it until it becomes your new normal. Habits take time. Lots and lots and lots of time to build. And that little old habit will sneak in. And when it does, pay attention to it. And then you can ask yourself, what triggered me here? See, that's going deeper. Instead of just saying, I'm sorry I blew up at you. And then you move on next. No. Stretch, learn, grow. What triggered me in that conversation? What was it? Maybe it had nothing to do with the conversation. Maybe it was something right before the conversation. And when you do allow yourself to practice it and repeat the stuff that you really want to change, that means you're going to have more patience with yourself. That in itself is golden. So practice that patience, right? Maybe it's choosing forgiveness and not just this idea of, I'm just going to prove who I am because I just have to. Maybe you had to when you were in middle school, but maybe you no longer have to in your marriage. Maybe it's saying thank you aloud daily, because maybe gratitude isn't something that comes easy for you for whatever reason. Remember, this isn't about faults. This isn't about failures. This is about growth, learning, stretching, becoming who God wants you to be. These small, persistent shifts ripple out into huge transformation for your marriage. It's the little things that create massive movements in your marriage. You know, one thing a lot of people won't talk about is marriage is a job. In fact, your marriage is your job. Not 50-50, not 60-40, but 100% ownership of your role in it. No excuses, no deflections, no, how it's not about me. No, I'm perfect. No, I've already worked on that. No. When you lean into that responsibility, you become part of the solution, even if your spouse isn't ready to do the same. Remember, it takes 1 to start, but 2 to finish. That's what you got to do. Regardless of what your spouse is doing, you start it, because I guarantee you, and it's going to be tiring. I know it's exhausting. Been there, done that. And at times I have to go back to doing that. Why? Because I'm human and I fall short. And I have to think, I thought I was onto it, but nope, it's not my new normal yet. Got to put on my big girl panties and go back to the hard nitty gritty. I got this. God's got it. We're going to do it together. But you see, the more you do it over and over and over again, eventually, yes, believe it or not, your spouse will recognize it. And when your spouse recognizes it, they'll be like, what's different? And they may not even acknowledge it to you. But then you begin to notice some shifts in your spouse. And you did not even have to say a word. Why is that? You're leading. You're leading with silence. You're leading with your actions. You're leading with your words. You see, trying to prove that you're someone doesn't get us very far in life. Maybe in the workforce, because we have to build that resume and show, look at these and all these accolades and achievements and all of that. But in marriage, it's different. So lean into that responsibility, because when you do, you become part of the solution, even when your spouse isn't ready to do the same. My friend, your marriage deserves this fight. It's worth every ounce of energy to craft a relationship rooted in connection, respect, and real, true, honest love. And it all starts with you. Because you know what? The strongest marriages start from the inside out. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.